All right, I think we can go ahead and get started. Since we're recording, we can always share this out with anybody who might hop on a little bit later or who might not have been able to attend. For those of you that are with us this morning, hello, my name is Rachel Hodge Horowitz. I am one of the partnership representatives over here at Carefull, who is partnered with Adams Community Bank to offer you Carefull financial monitoring and identity protection completely free of charge. I'm really excited to be here with you this morning to talk to you about avoiding holiday scams, the signs to look out for, a couple of the big ones that we're seeing this year, and how you can avoid them and keep yourself safe. While shoppers are busy hunting for discounts and special offers, the cyber criminals this year are equally active. They're busy setting traps to take advantage of the surge in digital transactions that we're seeing. Without the right precautions, a simple online purchase can lead to unintended consequences, including identity theft and fraud. Thanksgiving saw more attempted online fraud than any other day last year. Scammers know that we're scrolling for deals, multitasking between meals and family time, and they use those distracted moments to sneak in attacks. And I found that this is a really insightful statistic that we have here. Nearly 1 in 3 consumers reported falling victim to an online scam during the 2024 holiday season, and they're expecting that this season is going to be busier and louder than ever. The holiday season creates the perfect storm for these scammers, not because people suddenly become careless, but because life gets faster and it gets noisier and you just get busier. First, we see those transaction volumes surge. Between October and January, we see a spike in online shopping, peer-to-peer payment, travel spending, and even charitable donations. That gives scammers more data, more targets, and far more opportunities to blend in. Second, there's this urgency and scarcity everywhere. We see it all the time. 48-hour flash sales, only 2 seats left on this flight, a deal that ends tonight. Scammers copy that same urgency and pressure, pushing those fake sales, spoofed travel confirmations, and fraudulent payment links. When our brain thinks don't miss out, we click faster and we might not be as cautious. Next, we're also in an environment where our inboxes and ads are in a complete state of overload. Our inboxes and social feeds are flooded with holiday messaging, and amid all that noise, fraudulent emails and deepfake ads might look a little bit more believable. This is where those scam messages can often hide in plain sight. We also have an expanded attack surface. Holiday shopping happens across emails, text messages, apps, browser pop-ups, social media, travel sites, and more. And every channel that we use becomes another doorway for phishing and social engineering, ways that those scammers and fraudsters can get into our information. And of course, we also have the big one, travel and distraction. The holiday travel means that you're on airport Wi-Fi, you might be rushing with last-minute bookings, and you're doing all of this between balancing family chaos and multitasking. Even the savviest consumers are more vulnerable when they're tired, distracted, and on the move. We're also seeing some real-world fallout from this. In 2024, it was reported that fraud losses jumped 25% to $12.5 billion, according to the FTC. And cybercrime losses, they jumped even higher, more than 33% to over $16 billion, according to the FBI. Text message scams alone, those confirmation scams, that toll text messaging scams, those alone hit over $470 million in losses. And we're seeing that this behavior is shifting earlier this year. Retailers are pulling forward those holiday promotions, shoppers are starting earlier due to price concerns and tariffs, and scammers are starting earlier too. They're starting with fake early deal ads and spoofed retail pages that we've already seen circulating. There's also this psychological element at play. 62% of Americans say that they're likely to buy immediately when they see a holiday deal online, and 35% admit that they're likely to take more risks during the holidays. Scammers are banking on that act now mindset and that you won't be paying as close attention. As cybersecurity leaders have warned, scammers thrive on pressure, distraction, and emotional decision-making. And the holiday season delivers all 3 of these. Even when your guard is up, scam sophistication means staying vigilant is critical. Technology and AI have made holiday shopping easier, but they've also expanded that attack surface dramatically. This season is faster, noisier, and more digital than ever before, and that's why proactive protection is so important, especially at this time of year. And we always like to come back to this point where if you know about a scam, you are 80% less likely to engage with it. So that's why we're here today. We're hoping that we can inform you about a couple of these scam tactics, how they operate, how you can keep yourself safe. And by knowing about these scams, you'll be able to keep yourself safer and you'll be less likely to engage with these in the future. Today, we'll be looking at some of the most common scams that we're seeing. And at any point in time, if you have any questions, please feel free to type those into the chat. We'll be able to get to those throughout the entire presentation, and we'll also have some time for Q&A there at the end. So any questions on these scams or any of the content that we cover, please feel free to go ahead and post that in the chat. The scams that we're going to cover today, we're going to be looking at a couple of different ones. Online shopping and deal scams, where their fake websites and ads lure you in with offers that are typically too good to be true. We'll look at those shipping and delivery scams, which often use fake tracking, updates, or missed delivery notices to trick you into clicking malicious links. We'll look at those holiday travel scams that target you with last-minute flight bookings or rentals. Gift card and giving scams, where fraudsters pose as charities or even friends asking for quick help. And social media gift exchange scams, which promise big returns for sending small gifts. And then finally, temporary hiring scams, which prey upon people that are looking for seasonal. The goal today is not to make you suspicious of everything that you see this holiday season. It's to give you the tools and awareness to spot the warning signs early and protect yourself, your money, and your peace of mind this holiday season. Let's start off by taking a look at one of the biggest holiday risks: fake shopping websites. Last year alone, shoppers lost more than $480 million to online purchase scams. That is a 30% increase from 2023. And text and social media shopping scams grew by more than 50% year over year. It's not surprising when you consider that about a third of shoppers say that they plan to jump on even more online deals this season. Now let's take a look at the example that I have up on this slide. At first glance, this looks like a great sale, but there are a few red flags that tell a different story. Let's go piece by piece here. First off, we can look for typos in the site's address or a suspicious URL that might look similar to a company's name. Here in the URL bar, we can see that it looks like we're on an Amazon website, but you'll see that it's actually being spelled Amazzon. Just that extra Z can be the first red flag that this might not be the website that we intend to be on. Next up, you'll want to look for the S in HTTPS at the beginning of that URL. The S there stands for secure. If we're looking up at this URL bar, we can see that that's missing here on this website, which is another red flag that we might want to pause and reevaluate if this is the site that we intended to be on. You can also examine that padlock icon that you see in the address bar as well. We can see that right up here in the browser bar. When clicked, that should show you valid certificates for the company, information about third-party involvement, and details on cookie usage. Sometimes, depending on your browser, it will also tell you if a website is safe or not. Here we can see that this one is highlighted in red, which typically means that it is not safe or secure. Another piece that you can look for are sales that are far too good to be true. If we look down here, we can see that all of the products on this site are marked 70 to 90% off. We have a MacBook Pro that's typically around $1,600 being listed for $350. Steep discounts like that, where it typically seems like it might be too good to be true, should be a cause for pause at the very least. Making sure that that sale is legitimate, making sure that you are on the correct website. Another factor to look out for here is going to be blurry logos. So for example, this might be an Amazon website, but we should go ahead and examine that Amazon logo in the top left-hand corner or any other logos spread across this web page. If the logo is blurry, it might mean that it was grabbed from a different website, it was rendered at a lower quality, or it might not be the official retailer. Next, legitimate companies will have a secure payment system in place and will not ask you for alternative payment methods like e-transfers. On this site, we can see that e-transfers only are the available payment method in order to redeem offers. Legitimate shopping websites will also make it easy for you to contact them. They'll usually list a physical business address, customer service email, live chat option, and a phone number. We can see down here, it looks like we have a very basic New York listed with no additional details on that address. There is a phone number here. We would potentially be able to call it, but there is no saying exactly who we would get on the other end there. Next up, you'll always want to look for a return policy and make sure that that is legitimate. And you'll want to check those reviews to see if they sound manufactured. Do they all sound the same or repeat the same points? Were they all posted around the exact same time? Or were they written with incorrect grammar? These are all going to be signs that you might want to stop, pause, and re-examine the site that you're on. Potentially go to the different site. Make sure that you're actually on Amazon in this case. And then finally, sales tactics that pressure you to buy quickly. We can see here that this is a big sale, and they're saying that we have 3 days and a couple of hours left before the sale ends, and that all deals are only eligible for 24 hours. Those high-pressure sales tactics are hoping that you will act now and think later. There is one helpful tool that I would like to call out here, and that is Google's free safe browsing checker that scans billions of sites daily. You can paste in any website there, and you'll be able to see if it's been flagged as unsafe. And a quick 10-second check with a tool like that can save you or your loved ones from losing hundreds of dollars to a fake site such as this. Another big scam category that we see every holiday season are these shipping and delivery scams. These take advantage of how much all of us rely on online shopping and package tracking at this time of year. There are a few different scams that fall underneath this category. Let's go one by one quickly. The first one is going to be these fake tracking texts and emails. You might get a message saying that there's a delivery problem. It could be a missing package or an urgent update. Inside, there is going to be a link. If you click that link, it would take you to a fake website that looks very much like the UPS or Amazon site, but it's designed to steal your credit card number, your bank login, or your personal information. What you should do instead is if you're expecting a package, go to the official retailer or carrier website. You can either do that by typing it in yourself, using the company's app, or if you have an official confirmation email that you received from the company, going through that. Never click tracking links that come through texts or emails that you were not expecting. Another one here are going to be sham order confirmations. These are emails that look a lot like they're from Amazon, Walmart, or Target, even other big brand names, claiming that you made a purchase. They'll ask you to view or cancel the order, and that link potentially installs malware or steals your credentials. Here's a tip. If you're not sure whether an order is real, we advise you to go in and check your actual account on that retailer's website instead of clicking the link. For example, if you receive a delivery confirmation letting you know that you have recently purchased an iPhone 17 from Apple, logging into your Apple website, Apple account to make sure that there are no orders in there that have recently been placed, making sure that that is not something that has actually been done underneath your credentials instead of going through that email that you received that could potentially be fraudulent. Another one that we see are these redelivery fees or address correction requests. These messages pretend to be from UPS, FedEx, or USPS saying that your package couldn't be delivered and that you need to pay a small fee or verify your address in order to receive it. It sounds harmless, typically asking for just a few dollars in order to make that payment, but that's all it takes for those scammers to capture your card information or personal data and use it for whatever they'd like. Remember that legitimate carriers will never ask you for payment or personal details by text or email to release a package. Next up, we also have these copycat delivery websites. Some scam sites will look identical to real carrier portals. They'll have the same logo, same tracking fields, and they get more convincing each year. But the web address might be slightly off. Instead of FedEx.com, for example, it might say FedEx-track.info. And that is a red flag. What you can do here is check the URL carefully. You'll want to watch for misspellings, extra dashes, or additional numbers. And again, you'll want to make sure that it starts with that HTTPS so that you know that it is secure. And when in doubt, go directly to the carrier's official site or use a saved bookmark. We are also seeing these QR code traps and brushing scams. The QR codes are convenient, and scammers know it. We're seeing printed and emailed QR codes that lead to fake payment or tracking sites, and these are designed to steal your information. There's also a related scheme called brushing. That's when you receive a package that you never ordered, typically something small, and there will be a QR code inside. It's not a gift. This is a scam tactic. What scammers will do is they'll send you these cheap or empty packages to random addresses, and it might end up being yours, so they can post fake reviews that use your name or trick you into scanning a QR code to confirm delivery. As a rule of thumb, you should never scan or click a QR code for a package that you did not order. If something unexpected shows up, contact that retailer or carrier directly through their official site. Finally, we see these holiday e-card or fake rate your delivery surveys. After a package arrives, you might get a thank you message or a survey that looks like it's from the store or the delivery service that you use. But those fake surveys can install malware or collect your personal data. As a tip, only fill out surveys from companies that you recognize and for orders that you have actually placed. These scammers are getting much more sophisticated, and these messages are polished, AI written, and often perfectly timed with your real deliveries. We're even seeing fake QR codes posted on shared mailroom boards or printed on the shipping labels. If you ever get a message about a missed package or delivery problem, don't click and don't scan. Go straight to your delivery app or the original confirmation email. That is going to be the safest path forward. Here we have just a couple of examples of some of these fake shipping and delivery scams. Here on the left side of the screen, at the top, we can see this is a sample address correction request. Clicking that link would take you to a phishing link where they're asking for your additional information. It could be your address. It could be your bank account information, linking a credit card for a quick payment. Giving this information gives it to the scammers, and then they can use that to commit identity fraud or other nefarious purposes. We also see here a sample brushing scam. That's going to be a QR code that's printed on the label of this package that was received. Scanning that QR code, once again, will take you to a suspicious website where you'll be asked for your information or you'll be asked to fill out a survey. Doing so gives the scammers your information, once again. We also have a sample fake delivery notification text. Just like the address correction, clicking that link is going to take you right to that scammer's website. And then on the right side of the screen, we can see that sample fake delivery notification email. We can see that this looks like if FedEx sent this. It's a very convincing email. But we can see that this is from FedEx, supposedly. The catch here would be to double check, make sure that you actually have ordered something from FedEx. Go and check inside your official FedEx account or the official tracking email that you receive to see if this is something that you need to be concerned about or if it might be a fraudulent attempt. Next up, we'll quickly touch on the holiday travel scams. Because travel season is not just busy for airports, it is also busy for those scammers. Fraud jumped 28% during peak winter travel in 2024, which is 10% higher than summer travel fraud rates. Why is that? It's because winter travel often involves that holiday chaos and last-minute booking, more online shopping and travel confirmations hitting your emails or text messages, and people are generally juggling more: family, travel, and finances all at once. Scammers are taking advantage of those moments that we're rushing and distracted, especially around flights, hotel bookings, and travel deals. Here are a few of the most common holiday travel scams that you should watch out for. Fake rental listings. These are going to be where you see those beautiful vacation homes advertised at great prices, but they don't actually exist. You might go and place that booking only to find out that it was not legitimate or it disappears after you've paid. There are also travel agency impersonations, where scammers pose as legitimate companies offering exclusive deals. They even have official websites. Once again, once you've made the payment here, they may disappear or stop responding altogether. There's also these phony airline tickets or vacation packages that are often sold through social media or third-party sites that make it difficult to get your money back after you've made payment. We have phishing emails and booking app scams where a fake confirmation or itinerary update link will lead to stolen information. Travel insurance scams promising full coverage but offering no real protection when something goes wrong. And one that's easy to overlook: Wi-Fi honeypots, or fake public Wi-Fi networks set up in airports, cafes, or hotels to steal your personal data. The best protection here for all of these types of scams is going to be to slow down before you click or you'll want to verify websites and listings through official sources, use secure Wi-Fi connections, and be cautious with deals that seem like they may be too good to be true. I do want to take a moment and dive deeper into the details of those Wi-Fi honeypots. This is one that I don't hear mentioned as often, and it is one that is becoming increasingly problematic. It's worth remembering that public Wi-Fi can be a gateway for scammers. Airports, hotels, coffee shops, these are really convenient spots, but open networks can make it easier for someone to intercept your information. There are a few things that you can look out for here in order to keep yourself safe if you are using public Wi-Fi. Number one is going to be vague or generic names. You'll want to be wary of those generic Wi-Fi names like free airport Wi-Fi, coffee shop guest, anything that could be extremely generic and anyone could have set it up. These fake networks are often set up with titles to lure in those unsuspecting users. In the same vein, there are these evil twin networks. You'll want to watch out for networks that have nearly identical names to the legitimate one, but with a slight variation. For example, a malicious Starbucks free Wi-Fi network might mimic the official Starbucks network. You'll also want to make sure that if you see exact duplicate names, you'll want to know that one is likely fake. A malicious network may also boost its signal strength to make the fraudulent connection more appealing. Another red flag here is going to be no password protection on that Wi-Fi network. In most cases, legitimate business Wi-Fi networks will be password protected. An open network that requires no password should be considered a security risk. Surprising login pages are also going to be a red flag. After connecting, you'll want to be suspicious of any unexpected login pages that might require you to enter personal information, an email, or your credit card details. Finally, if there is a slow or unstable connection, deliberately slow or an unreliable connection, that could be a sign that it is a fake network. Hackers may be monitoring your activity before directing you to a malicious page. Messages like install this certificate or download this security update after connecting should be an immediate cause for pause. A few ways that you can stay safe when browsing the internet. First and foremost, you can always use a VPN. This is going to be a virtual private network that encrypts your activity, keeps your data safe, even if you're on an untrusted connection. Second, you'll once again want to look for that HTTPS, S standing for secure. Before entering passwords or personal information, you'll want to check that in the browser bar. Another option is to bring your own Wi-Fi. You can travel with a personal hotspot, like a Solus device, or your phone's own hotspot feature, which will give you a private and secure connection when you're on the go. Finally, you'll want to stick to private networks for those finances. You'll want to avoid banking, shopping, or logging into sensitive accounts on public Wi-Fi. You'll save those tasks for a trusted network or your mobile data in order to make sure that that is safe and secure. One final piece, you'll want to turn off auto join. Oftentimes, our devices will automatically connect to a public Wi-Fi network if there is no password to put in. So you'll want to make sure that your device isn't automatically connecting to any nearby networks so that you can choose the ones that you trust. Last year, the FTC received 50,000 reports of vacation rental scams totaling more than $10 million in losses. And what's striking is how real these scams can look. On this slide, you'll see we have two examples. The first is a free airline ticket scam. These often pop up through social media or email, promising a giveaway or reward if you confirm your details or pay a small fee. Once you click, the scammers capture your personal or payment information. The second here shows the example of a phishing email that appears to come from Booking.com. The link leads to what looks like a real customer service chat, but it's fake. The scammers convince travelers to wire money or send payment outside of the platform, bypassing credit card protections entirely. These scams work because they create a sense of urgency and familiarity. They look legitimate, they use the logos that you recognize, and they sound helpful. On top of that, they use trusted brand names. We see here that we have Emirates, Southwest, and Booking.com, names that we know and trust within the industry. The best way to protect yourself is to always book and communicate with an official travel platforms. You will never want to send money directly to an individual or click on links sent through text or email. And when in doubt, we always recommend going straight to the company's website or app to log in from there. Next up, we'll cover some of those common gift card tactics that we see. Buying gift cards makes holiday shopping easy, but unfortunately, scammers love them too, mainly because the card works exactly like cash does. Once the money is gone, it's gone, with no way to recover those lost funds. Scammers tend to favor gift cards from major retailers such as Apple, Target, eBay, Walmart, even Amazon, among others. Here are a couple of red flag indicators that a gift card may have been tampered with. Visibly evident tears in the zigzag cut around the perimeter of the secure pack, or visible paper fibers around the border where a sharp knife may have cut through the edge, or visibly evident tears along the pull tab may show that it has been compromised. Product and brand logos, colors, or marks that closely resemble but do not match a company's intellectual property. So for example, if you see a card, it says it's for Amazon, but that logo just looks off for some reason, that would be a red flag that it might not be a legitimate gift card. If the personal identification or PIN number cover has a piece missing, is fully missing, or appears to have been tampered with, that is another sign that it may have already been tampered with or used. Or if that PIN covering deviates from the company's standard gift card packaging, you'll want to compare that packaging and PIN to others on the shelf to make sure that the one you're receiving has not been messed with or used already. And then finally, there may be no physical sign of tampering, but if you purchase that gift card and the balance does not match what you purchased, that could be a sign that it has been tampered with. In addition to that, we also have these fake online gift cards. Like those scam retailer websites that we looked at earlier, these are going to be sites that offer fake gift cards, sometimes at a discounted rate. Sometimes it might be full price and just copying that exact retailer's website. You purchase the gift card here and it promises to send it via email. You never receive it. Charity requests for gift cards, these are often going to be scammers requesting gift cards, posing under the guise of charity or requesting money for some sort of help that they need. These scammers will receive the gift card. It will not go towards charity. You will be out of that money. And then finally, any of those free gift card messages that you receive, where you provide your information in order or for exchange for a free gift card. This is a way for scammers to get your information, be that your banking information or your personal information, such as your name, email address, physical address, and you will not receive the free gift card in exchange. Here we have an example of a couple of the common gift card scams that we see. On the left side of the screen, we see that this is a gift card with tampered packaging. Scammers can install hidden mechanisms within the packaging to enable them to access the gift card PIN or value without breaking the seal. In the middle here, we see that tampered gift card that we talked about. So we can see here that the packaging has been messed with. It looks like it's already been opened and exposed that PIN number. So this would not be a gift card that you would want to select if you're shopping in store. And then finally, on the right-hand side of the screen, here we have the example of that free gift card scam. It's an email that we've received. It looks like it is from PayPal, and it's letting us know that we could win a $750 PayPal prepaid Christmas gift card as long as we complete this survey. Once you complete that survey, you have once again provided the scammers with your information, and you will not receive that gift card in exchange. Next up, we'll cover giving scams. The holidays are a time that brings out the best in people. It is the season of giving and connection. Unfortunately, this is also what scammers know, and they take advantage of that generosity by setting up fake charities and urgent donation requests that look and sound legitimate. You'll often see these through lookalike websites, text messages, or phone calls asking for immediate help. They'll sometimes use names that are slightly off from well-known organizations. The key here is that before donating, you should stop and evaluate to make sure that your gift goes where it's truly needed. The first step is going to be only donate to organizations that you know and trust. If you receive a solicitation from a charity that you have never heard of by phone or by text messages, I encourage you to do your due diligence and make sure that that is a legitimate organization before donating your hard-earned money to them. You'll also want to verify any charities using trusted resources like charitynavigator.org or give.org, which will allow you to look into whether this is a legitimate organization and know that where your money is going is where you want it to go. And then finally, you'll want to be cautious of those high-pressure requests or anybody who asks you to pay in unusual ways, like gift cards, e-transfers, or wire transfers. Few minutes of research here can make a real difference and ensure that your generosity truly goes to help others and doesn't go to the fraudsters. This is also where Carefull can help. Our platform includes donation alerts that can flag suspicious or duplicate charitable charges so that you can give confidently, knowing that your money is going exactly where you intend it to. Social media gift exchanges are another one that we're seeing run rampant around this time of year. These are holiday gift exchanges that often circulate on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. They're sometimes called things like secret sister exchanges or a holiday gift exchange. These often promise dozens of gifts or books in exchange for just one that you send out. What is really happening here is an illegal pyramid scheme that only works if new people continue to join. Most participants will send out a gift and receive nothing back. Meanwhile, those scammers are collecting all of your personal information, your name, your address, your email addresses, and they're using those to collect for future scams or identity theft. There are a few things that you can look out for here. The first one is going to be posts or messages asking or encouraging you to send one gift and get 6 or 36 back. These often come alongside requests for you to repost this, tag friends, or share your address with strangers. These are typically run entirely through private Facebook groups, Messenger, or text chains from unknown numbers. Promises that it's not a pyramid scheme or it's just for fun. If you see any of these, I encourage you to not participate. You can scroll past those. They do not deliver on that promise of additional gifts in exchange for one, and they supply those scammers with your information. Then finally, we have these temporary job scams. As the holidays approach, many people are looking for ways to earn a little bit of extra cash. And unfortunately, the scammers also know this. A very common scam that we're seeing are these temporary job scams. What exactly are these? They often appear as enticing, easy money job offers that promise quick cash for simple temporary tasks. You'll see them pop up everywhere, on social media, through text messages, in your email inbox, or even on job sites. They might be advertised for things like gift wrapping or personal shopping or general holiday help. To appear legitimate, some even falsely claim to be from well-known companies like USPS, FedEx, Amazon, or even local retailers. But these are not real job opportunities. These are scams with a single goal: to steal your money or your personal information for identity theft. How do they do it? There are two main ways that this happens. The first one is the fake check scam. This is where a scammer might send you a fake check and ask you to use a portion of that money to buy supplies or transfer funds to a third party. This is often under the guise of buying supplies to start off your job, buying a uniform, or making sure that you're all set up for day one. They'll often give you too much money and ask you to refund the difference to them. You deposit the check, and later, the check bounces. You are then held responsible for the entire amount by your bank, and the scammer walks away with the money that you sent back to them. The second way that this happens is with an identity theft play. This is where, during the onboarding process for your job, the scammers will request sensitive information from you, such as your social security number, your bank account details for direct deposit, or a copy of your driver's license. Once they get this information from you, the scammer disappears, leaving you vulnerable to serious identity theft and without the job that you thought you had. To protect yourself and your information, you need to know the red flags to look out for. These warning signs are key to spotting a scam before it's too late. A couple of the warning signs of these temporary job scams are going to be unrealistic pay. These jobs that promise extremely high pay for very little work or state that there is no experience needed should raise your suspicions immediately. Any request for you to pay for training, uniforms, or supplies up front, especially before you've even started work, should also be a red flag. Legitimate employers typically will deduct these from your first paycheck, if at all. Be wary of employers who only want to communicate through suspicious communication methods as well. If they will only communicate with you via text or direct message and are avoiding official emails or phone calls, that should be something that you pause on. Additionally, any unsolicited offers or employment offers that arrive completely out of the blue, especially through social media or text messages, are often going to be scams. If you're not actively applying for these jobs or looking out for them, and you receive an employment offer as a text message, that should be an immediate red flag that could potentially be a scammer reaching out to you. That check and transfer tactic. That is the classic scam where you receive that check before work starts with specific instructions to use that money to purchase gift cards or transfer money to another account. If you receive instructions to do either of those things, that should set off alarm bells immediately and give you a reason to pause before making any of those actions, moving any of that money, or depositing that check in your account. And then finally, any requests for personal data. You should not give out your social security number, your bank information, or your ID before you have absolutely verified the employer and accepted an official offer from it. In short, if a holiday job offer feels too good to be true or requires you to pay them, or they demand that you provide them with sensitive information prematurely, you should stop and consider if it may be a scam. Stay vigilant and trust your gut. This is also exactly where Carefull's scam check shines. If you get a suspicious text, voicemail, or email, let's say it's a fake flight cancellation or a refund link, a confirm your booking message, or a delivery confirmation text, you can run that through Scam Check before you click anything. Scam Check breaks down the language, analyzes patterns, and spots red flags instantly, turning those rushed, distracted moments into safer ones. It will let you know if that message is likely a scam or not. Here we can see that we have a U.S. Postal Service text message. It's letting us know that our package can't be delivered due to incorrect address information, and they provide us with a link. Let's say that I received this in my text messages, and I'm not sure if this is something that I should click or not. I have quite a few packages out for the holidays that I'm expecting. I don't know if this is one that I should be concerned about. I can come into Carefull, which is offered free courtesy of Adams Community Bank, and I can use Scam Check to double check this text message. What I can do is immediately take a screenshot of that text, drop it right into the Scam Check, and then I'll check. And as I check that, what Scam Check is doing in the background is running that against all of our information that we have from all across the web and everything that we know that's proprietary about scams and fraud. And we're able to deliver you with a risk level, whether this is high risk, low risk, or medium risk. We're even able to give you a couple more details. So for this one in particular, this was marked as high risk. It's likely a scam, and we can even see that it was able to come back with exactly the type of scam that it is. This looks like a shipping scam. You should block this number and do not respond. That immediately gives me the guidance on what I should or shouldn't do in order to keep myself safe. If I'm looking for additional information, I can also come in here and see exactly what I should do step by step. Number 1, I should not click that link. Number 2, I should report that text message. If I did engage with this scam already, I can also, at any point in time, reach out to Carefull's customer support staff to get additional help and information that's specific to my position, what I'm going through. I can talk to a real, live, US-based care representative, talk through my situation, and make sure that I get the correct advice for what I need. What happens if you do fall victim to some of this scam or fraud, though? Let's say that you accidentally clicked a link. You were victimized by identity theft. There are a couple of key things that you can do if you did fall victim. And this is how you can minimize the damage. This is going to fall under 3 main categories: report, secure, and repair. For report, there are a couple of places that you'll want to immediately report the identity theft to. Number 1 is going to be reporting any fraudulent transactions to the financial institutions immediately so that you can make sure that you are not held liable for those. The second piece here is going to be report that identity theft to local law enforcement and to identitytheft.gov. This is going to provide you with the report that you will need if you need to make any claims or disputes against anything that has happened with your identity so that you can prove that this was an identity theft event that you have reported immediately. And then finally, you'll want to report identity theft to the IRS, Medicare, Social Security Administration, or any other places where you may receive benefits to ensure that those are not being accessed by an additional individual. Under the secure category, first and foremost, you'll want to sign up for Carefull's identity, credit, and financial protections to make sure that you are monitoring those accounts and that you are always getting notifications for any changes or updates that happen with your credit, identity, or your accounts that you have connected. Next up, you'll want to cancel any of those credit or debit cards that may have been compromised. So if you have a debit card where you are seeing unauthorized activity, you will want to immediately call that provider to make sure that you can cancel that card, put a stop on it, put a freeze on it, and stop that damage from accumulating further. Next up, you'll want to change passwords for any of those compromised accounts, especially if that is going to be an account that is linked to a payment method. So that is going to be any of those online shopping accounts, your bank account. You will want to make sure that those passwords are the ones that you update first and foremost. Amazon, if you have any online shopping with Target, Walmart, Kohl's, Apple, any of those, you will want to update those passwords and then work from there. And then finally, we always suggest placing a security freeze on your credit reports with all 3 credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. If you were victimized by identity theft, that allows you to stop access to your credit reports entirely. So if a creditor would like to open a new line of credit for you, they would not be able to do so. That is the best way to secure your credit and make sure that nothing is happening that you are unaware of. Finally, underneath the repair category, you'll want to contact any companies to close new accounts that may have been opened in your name. Those should appear on your credit report so you can go through and work one by one off of those line items. You'll also want to ask companies to remove any fraudulent transactions from your account. That's going to be calling your credit card company or your bank and making sure that you can dispute those transactions. And then finally, you'll want to contact the credit bureau to have any fraudulent accounts removed from that credit report to make sure that it's not impacting your score or your report overall. This is also where Carefull comes in, because we can give you peace of mind around these scams. Our system can monitor your bank, your credit cards, and your investment accounts, analyzing your transaction history to learn what your normal spending patterns are and what your habits are, and only alerting you when something falls outside of those patterns. We are also monitoring your home title, your credit, passwords, and your identity on the internet and dark web, and each account is going to come with $1 million in identity theft insurance. We also have a smart trusted contact system that enables view-only sharing to trusted family members so that you can allow them to receive alerts or that you can receive alerts for them so that you can act as a second set of eyes on finances. And finally, to get help when you need it, we have over 300 articles on everything related to fraud, scams, and financial caregiving, or you can always get in touch with our US-based customer care team 7 days a week. They are ready and happy to help with everything from an unexpected alert that you might receive to starting an identity theft insurance claim or answering any questions that you might have along the way. All of this is included with Carefull, completely complimentary from ACB, and it's completely secure. We use military-grade encryption across our entire system to ensure the absolute safety and security of all of your information.